Welcome back, everybody, to the All In Show. Today is going to be fun. I have a guest that was on the couch when I rebranded the show, and I have a new guest who is a host of another podcast within Pueblo. So today I brought back on the show Wani, who just qualified for the PGF Draft, and that is super huge.
Oh yeah.
Because when we last had a conversation, this was one of the goals you wanted to achieve within the next 12 months, and you hit it. So congrats.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And I have today with me Ethan. He is the host of I got it. It's off the top of my dome. Off the mats.
Beyond the mats.
Fuck, why do I confuse that?
No, it's okay. It's okay. No worries.
Beyond the Mats podcast. And I don't know, what is it about? Is it an MMA podcast or is it just jiu-jitsu based?
So I try to cover all martial arts. Right now I'm like specifically focusing on like jiu-jitsu, MMA, but I cover everything. And the goal behind it kind of was, I train jiu-jitsu myself, and you see a lot of these like interviewers when they ask these athletes, it doesn't seem really like personal, like they're just trying to get a quick answer and then, on to the next question, or they don't really build relationships with the athletes outside of the interview. And I just really wanted to do something, be more involved with like the jiu-jitsu community, and it turned into me being more involved in like the MMA community, like the Muay Thai community. So I'm trying to get like branch out all over the community, the combat sport community in general.
Okay, I see the style you're going with.
Yeah,
that's a really good niche to just lock in on because it's so broad and you can do so much with it.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past 2 months, you've been kind of going crazy, been going pretty aggressive with posting and just getting those interviews, putting your face in the right places, meeting the right people. So congrats, man. I'm glad you're on the show today. Welcome. The reason why I brought you, Ethan, on is because since you're a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and you are training with people who also qualified in the PGF or were in that PGF draft tournament, you have a more extensive knowledge than I do within grappling. So you're able to ask a question that is tailored to, like rule sets or the whole model itself. More in-depth questions that I don't have the experience to be able to ask. So I appreciate you coming on and being able to not only highlight yourself, but highlight Juan's journey. But, how has everybody been? Juan, how have you been since the last 10 months?
I've been great. Just like changing my mindset a little bit for, the competition type stuff. And, it's just, honestly, it's been going like really well lately. So I've been great.
So what is the next step? That was the initial step, right? Is this like the big one in your eyes? As far as like, this is the level, this is the, is it fair to say agency or what kind of?
I see what you mean. I think, so my previous big goals were more so ADCC related, which is another big tournament, but I've more so transitioned to like PGF as my main focus just because I love it so much. I love the rule set. I love the people that run it. I just love being a part of it. I love that I'm getting paid to do it. Like all this stuff about it just made it more appealing to me than ADCC was. So all my big goals are now more so PGF focused. So I want to do PGF every year. I want to win a PGF, obviously, like win the finale, be like the PGF champ, things like that. So it's all more so PGF related now. Again, I will still do other tournaments and stuff. Obviously, I'm not just going to exclusively compete PGF because at this point it's like once a year, so that's not enough. I want to compete at least once a month, hopefully.
Is that on the same level as ADCC?
I would say in terms of it's grown a lot. They've had, I don't know if the brackets are as stacked in terms of like everyone you go against will be like top. It's more so they've brought in these people who are at the top level, and you'll catch those guys. But there's also people who are trying, like on the cusp, trying to make it as well. So I think I would say yes. Like I would say yes, just like as a simple answer. Like I would say it's like at a level to where I would be as satisfied if I won PGF champ as if I won ADCC champ. I guess I would say.
So what about like the IBJJF Worlds tournaments? Is that like also on the same level, or is that like a whole different ball game?
I think it depends on the person and their preferences and their just their preferences, because I know people who that is their goal, like they want to be a world champ, and they're meaning like for IBJJF, so they want to win like a big IBJJF comp, especially gi guys. That's their main route, honestly, because obviously there's no gi for PGF, ADCC, like any of these other big organizations. So IBJJF is kind of like the default for like top level gi competition. But I mean, even their no gi is high level. Me personally, I don't want to say I'm an IBJJF hater, but I'm not too fond of IBJJF. I just don't like all the rules and everything. Like it's too meticulous for me, how you can game the rules and win on an advantage or something like that. Like I think it's kind of stupid.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like ADCC and PGF are more tailored to
like viewer friendly
and like new style of grappling.
Yeah, more modern for sure, I would say.
Modernized grappling.
Yeah, I would say so. I think PGF is the most modern you can get, to be honest. Like I know people who like they watch my matches and stuff, and usually they don't know what's going on, like with the points and everything. But PGF is pretty easy to understand. Like you either submit them or you get a draw and you both lost. So it's
there's no point system.
There's no points in the matches itself. So like you don't win a match by getting like, let's say in a normal tournament, you get like a takedown, you get 2 points. Let's say that's all that happened and it's 2-0, then I win. In PGF, there's no point system where I get a takedown and I'm up on points. Now this guy has to catch up. There's none of that. It's just you either submit the guy and you win and you get points for your team and your individual score, like for the win itself, or you get a draw and you both essentially lost because you scored no points for your team or your individual score.
So it's like kill or be killed.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. How long are the matches?
6 minutes. 6-minute matches.
For you personally, how's your gas tank for like that 6-minute match?
I do think I have like historically, I've had a bit of I would say a bit of a slower pace. Like I don't keep a slower pace the whole time, but I'm not like crazy like some of these guys are, where they just like go nonstop. I'd say I do, like I change up my pace a lot, but it's on the slower end, I would say. But because of that, I think my gas tank can survive because my pace is a bit slower. However, I have been really working on my gas tank a lot lately, like doing way more cardio than I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From what I've learned talking with you, watching your matches, and talking with everybody who grapples with you, you're very strategic about like timing.
Yeah.
And just waiting, patience, very patient in your grappling.
Mm-hmm.
You'll wait for them to make a mistake and then capitalize on it.
Yeah, I try to strategize. I don't necessarily strategize in the sense where I'll like change my whole game plan just because of a certain person or anything, but I try to strategize and like adjust, especially like in that qualifier. I was really like strategizing for my opponents and like in each match. So you'll see me play a little bit different based on my opponent, or even how my you could almost call it like a stamina bar, how I'm feeling in the moment of the tournament. I felt pretty good for the qualifier, so I was able to keep up like a pretty high workload. But yeah, like if you watched my matches for the qualifier, like every match was a little different. Like none of them I started and finished the same exact way. They all kind of played out a little bit different, and that's just because of like little shifts in my strategy for who I was going against.
What's the kind of build up for PGF? So you had the qualifier. Is that each state has their own PGF qualifier, or does like Colorado specifically have one of the locations for PGF qualifier?
So there's 8 teams now. They're all like official teams. Like they have an owner who actually like bought a team as a part of the PGF, almost how an NFL owner would buy a team in the NFL. Obviously PGF is new, so all these teams are new. And there's 8 of them now, and they're all in certain locations, and those owners and those teams will run their own qualifiers like where their team is located. So there's like the Wolverines, they're going to run another qualifier here. The Kings will run theirs in Vegas. There's like St. Louis. There's like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know the locations for all the teams, but they're all going to run their own qualifiers. But it's not going to be in like every state, just where the teams are located.
So we kind of got fortunate for Colorado.
Yeah, we did for sure.
That's cool. So from the qualifier, you go to the draft?
Yes. So you win a qualifier. You're inputted into the draft. I'm pretty sure just being a part of the draft this season doesn't mean you will get drafted, is from what I've heard. So let's say nobody wants you, I don't think you'll get placed on a team. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be from what I've heard so far. Previously, it's been everyone in the draft is getting drafted no matter what. But I think they're doing it a bit different now that there's 8 teams and it's bigger. So.
Okay. And then from the draft, how does that whole spiel work?
Yeah, so from the draft, let's say I get drafted, then you'll go into the regular season with your team. You'll go out to Vegas for, I'm thinking it's going to be 6 weeks this time, maybe 5 weeks. I'm not entirely sure on the length. I think last time I did it, it was 5 weeks. And you're going to stay out there with your team. They now do like team houses. So you stay with your team like in a house. The owners like pay for them. And yeah, you're going to compete it used to be every Wednesday, or was it Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday weekly. So you'll do 3 matches a night every Wednesday for 5 weeks. But I know they're going to change it up a bit. I'm not super locked in on all the details yet. I think they're going to do 2 competition nights a week now. I think they're switching it up.
So it's basically the same as like any major league sport drafting situation, right? You try out, you go to this draft, then the team picks a certain amount of people from this whole draft, and then boom, you're on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is the season right there.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the goal with the PGF. The owner, he talks about that a lot. He wants this to be, he says all the time, my competition is not like IBJJF or ADCC. Like, I'm not competing with the other tournaments that come around. He's like, my competition is the NFL. So it's more so like he's trying to be, he's trying to make it like a big sport, like how, NFL, NBA, like that's kind of the model he's going after versus
okay.
like, a local bracket you sign up for or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Even, I mean, you have the UFC, but that's, I wouldn't say about it. You have different agencies within the whole fighting industry, but to have another level similar to like the NFL or the UFC, but for grappling is huge.
Oh yeah, super huge. Yeah, super exciting.
You got like RAF. I don't know if you've heard of RAF, the wrestling.
Yeah.
So like wrestling's coming up really big right now. They have a promotion. Like you got one championship, which they do like kickboxing and Muay Thai along with like MMA fights and stuff. But yeah, there's really nothing out there for just Jiu-Jitsu yet, so it's cool to see the PGF.
Were you there at the qualifier?
No, I wasn't there yet because it's not like open to the public yet. But I think season 10 they're working on letting fans in, so it's going to be like open to the public this season. So I might try to go out for season 10.
Oh, he was there for the qualifier though.
Oh yeah, the qualifier.
You were there
Yeah. I didn't go to any of the last matches though, because I heard season 9 was like, I watched all of them on YouTube and it was like one of the best seasons yet. It looked like so. I'm excited to see what they do for season 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at the qualifier and it was really cool. They had a lot of high level matches, and then yeah, they had all the 145, 155, 170, 185, and 205.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to see like every level of jiu-jitsu. You know, you didn't just get to see heavyweights, or you didn't just see like small guys. You got to see all of it, the in between. So it was really cool.
Yeah. How long have you been grappling for?
I started in September 2023, so probably about 3 years now.
Nice.
I got my blue belt last February, and I kind of took a break and then started training again this year. And I've only done 2 tournaments as a blue belt. One like the day after I got my blue belt, and then I did an open up at Castle Rock, which I don't really count that as like a tournament. It's like an open, so just kind of getting experience. But then I did Tap Cancer up in Denver, which was in the gi, which I don't really like the gi either. I'm not like a big fan. I'm kind of more no gi, so it was just kind of, I really wanted to do it for the tournament itself, like Tap Cancer out.
Yeah, like the fundraising purposes.
Yeah, it's a fundraise, but they only do their tournaments in the gi, so I just sucked it up and put it on.
Okay.
I ended up going against the Brazilian too, which is like an insane pool for that's like the best luck you could, like the worst luck you could get in a gi tournament. But it went well, so I don't think I'll ever put a gi on again though. So.
How did that match go?
Pretty good. I think my first one, so I ended up having to move down a weight class because there was no one in mine, and then the guy below, there was no one in his, so they just put us in the same one.
You and the Brazilian?
Yeah, it was like he was like 120 pounds, so I had some weight on him, which I was like 145. But like a couple weeks before, when I was doing the open up at Castle Rock, I was actually the lightest one by like 20 pounds. So the guys I had to go against were like 160. So I figured it was kind of like the grappling gods, you know, throwing me a bone, kind of giving me my get back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won both matches. So I went against that guy twice. And the first match I got a triangle, like arm bar from the triangle. And then the second match I ended up getting like a Kimura. I used it to sweep and then used it to finish because I really like the Kimura. I feel like if you can get it and just hold on, you'll get something eventually. Like if you just hold on to that grip.
Yeah, the Kimura trap.
Yeah.
Interesting. A lot of people are so stuck on belts. Do you guys think like belts really matter in grappling?
Not
as
at
far
all.
as...
Yeah, definitely not at all. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I always. I mean, I guess I don't hate it, but I don't really like to hear when people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm just trying to get my blue belt." You know, like that's it. You're just gonna get a blue belt and quit, or you know, because like people like they reach that level and then they're like, "Oh, guess I made it. I'm done." You know, like you should the goal. I feel like the goal should be to just get better, like get good. Like why does the belt matter? Because it's just like a belt on your body. It doesn't actually dictate your skill level. So
Yeah, I agree 100%. I don't think, you know, it's nice to get a belt, you know, and it's nice to get like a stripe and stuff to like feel like you're doing something, like feel everything was worth it. But I don't think the belt is where that comes into factor. I think all the stuff you do on the mats is where that really shows, not the belt you wear around your waist.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got way more satisfaction out of winning the qualifier than when I got my black belt. Like,
Yeah.
which sounds crazy because the black belt is, you know, like a huge accomplishment, but like I'm not quitting either way, black belt or not. Like if belts didn't exist, I did this to get to a high level, not to
Exactly.
chase belts. So the qualifier felt like closer to my goals than getting my black belt did, I guess.
Which makes sense. Traditionally, I can see why a black belt is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Not to say it's not,
No, it definitely is. Yeah.
but I mean, people are going to have different goals,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and your goals are going to be different than,
Like
you
a
know,
hobbyist or
yeah, or someone who is just doing it. I'll say like an old school person
yeah.
where,
Like more traditional.
yeah, more
Mhm.
traditional. So I can see like both sides to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I think if it motivates you, like let's say you're just even just like a hobbyist and it's motivating for you, like I'm showing up every day, being consistent because I know eventually I will get like this return of getting the belt and that satisfaction of it. I guess it's good for, you know, people that want like I don't know, something to show for the work they've been putting in. Because if you're a competitor, you don't have medals and stuff, right? You have nothing to show for it in terms of, I don't know, like physical objects or like I don't know how to explain it. Like you have nothing to show for it besides like your skill getting better. But, you know, as a competitor, you get like money, medals, stuff like that. So if you're a hobbyist, I guess it's nice to like say like, hey, I worked hard. I got my blue belt. Now I'm going to work for my purple belt. I'm just going to keep showing up every day. If it motivates you, I think it's still good.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about like when it comes to competition jiu-jitsu compared to traditional jiu-jitsu? Does competition jiu-jitsu still work in like a street fight self-defense situation?
Not you wouldn't play necessarily. I say play. You wouldn't like fight necessarily the same way you would in like a jiu-jitsu match. Obviously, like I'm not gonna pull guard and try to leg lock someone in a street fight. But like if I'm a black belt and I'm like a high level competitor, most people on the street would be like playing with a child. You know what I mean? Like just double leg them and hold them down. Like you're gonna know enough. You know how to control the human body. That's really what it is. Like I always hear this argument. People are like, oh, like if you like, you're not going to butt scoot at me. I'm just going to hit you in the face. You're not going to leg lock me. Like I'll just punch you or I'll just grab your nuts or something like that. And I'm like, bro, like I'm not going to do that in a street fight. This is a sport. Like I'm playing the game of the sport right now. Like I'll sit guard and play the game when it's a sport. If I'm in a street fight, then I'm just going to run you over, take your back and put you to sleep or something, you know? It's like someone who doesn't know what they're doing, they're probably just going to turn to their knees and try to get up anyways. So
Yeah.
In a street fight too, it's like it's unpredictable, but it's predictable. And I'm honestly, I don't have enough experience, knowledge, so I can't really, like, people listening and you guys just take it with a grain of salt. This is just from like watching YouTube videos, watching the fights in Pueblo.
yeah,
It's pretty predictable, but it's unpredictable in the sense of you never know what's going to happen, but it's predictable in the sense of, okay, well, like, how is his stance? Like, that's a very
Yeah.
good indication of
if they have experience or something.
who's going to have the higher ground in
Oh
this
yeah,
fight.
like
you
you're
know?
watching from the outside, like
Yeah, or even like if you're getting into an altercation and you are just looking at their stance and it's like, oh, okay, his feet are super close. It's not a fighting stance. His hands are down and he's like charging at me with his head and he's just like throwing like wailing punches.
looping
Yeah.
haymakers, I guess.
It's so predictable that way. And when we break it down a little more, like women's street fights, so predictable.
Oh yeah,
But when it comes to jiu-jitsu, every single fight with a woman ends up on the ground because they grab their hair and they pull them down.
exactly. Yep.
And if you know jiu-jitsu, it's like, this is, wow. Like, you just put yourself in a
Mm-hmm.
hurtful situation right here.
Yeah.
Like, this is my world. Like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Like, that hurt, pulling my hair, but we're on the ground now.
Yeah.
So you're going to die.
Yeah, honestly, I think as like as the girl that is doing jiu-jitsu getting into a street fight, I feel like she would grab the hair first. Like she would be like, this is a great like collar tie grip. Like I'm just going to snap them on their face.
So
Like
easy.
That, you know?
So easy. I don't like fighting though. I don't like altercations.
Yeah, me
like,
neither.
Just because you never know what's going to happen, especially in today's society, people get so butthurt. They probably were doing cocaine in the 80s as well, but like most people you talk to when you got into a fight in the old school days, it was like just bare knuckle boxing, and then you get up, shake each other's hands, go grab a beer afterwards. Now it's like, oh, I'm gonna call my homies, they're gonna be here in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or someone pulls a gun out or a knife, and it's like, you know, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want any kind of altercation in my life. It's just
not worth it. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I could have all this experience. Someone pulls out a gun and shoots me. You know what I mean? Like it's not worth it.
Exactly. It's not worth it at all. Someone who, if we're putting it into like levels, who's a black belt and then gets into a fight with someone with no experience, and then you just kill them, and afterwards, you know, they wake up or they just get aggressive, or you never know. They're going to take it personally. And who knows what could happen after that, man.
Yeah.
But best to stay out of fights.
I agree. Yeah,
Stay
definitely.
out of trouble in general.
Yes, 100%.
Probably the best route to go, you know?
Yeah.
Trial and error. Trial and tribulations.
Yeah.
I'm young. I don't say I'm dumb. But for the most part, I'm learning from previous mistakes.
Good.
I'm trying to tweak a few
That's
things.
what you got to do.
But also still have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. When it comes to like your strategy in grappling in a competition, do you like starting on the ground?
I like to do both. So like I've been working on my wrestling a lot, and I'm comfortable wrestling. But I'm a guard player. Like I'm more of a guard player than I am a wrestler, I would say. So I'm obviously comfortable there too. So I'll kind of, it'll depend on like who I'm going against, or just what my game plan is for that specific match, if I'll pull or if I'll stand. Especially like going against leg lockers, like a lot of times I'll just wrestle them, because if I pull guard, they're just going to like fall back on the legs. So if I just wrestle with them, most leg lockers don't have good wrestling at all. Like if they're like a strictly leg locker, usually their leg locks are like insane, but their wrestling is bad usually. I'm not going to say that's everyone, but pretty much like you could assume that. So
Okay.
I like to wrestle them, get on top, loose pass or something, and keep the legs out of danger. But yeah, if I'm going against like, I don't know, let's say a really high level wrestler, and I think so this is where like all this comes into play, like the rule set. If this is a points tournament, I'm probably not going to stay standing with a high level wrestler, just knowing that he's going to get ahead by 2 and then just coast, just like run around, try to look like he's doing something and just win on points. So I'll probably sit guard and force him to try to pass, because I know that my guard can like withstand his passing, I guess, because I'm really comfortable playing guards. So yeah, in that sense, that's what I would do, like if it was points and I'm going against a wrestler. So it really just depends on the rule set, the opponent. I'd say those are the two biggest aspects of if I'll sit or if I'll stand.
Within the past, let's say 8 months, has your strategy changed, or has your game plan changed?
I'd say it has quite a bit, honestly. Well, yeah, I'd say I've been way more open to like wrestle ups and like just not staying so glued to the floor when I'm playing guard, because that's been my downfall a lot in the past, just like being so stuck to the mat, just like kind of waiting for them to engage. So I'm trying to take more of like a progressive approach, and like, you know, if I have people pulling out a lot, then switching to the upper body Because when I play guard, I do a lot of leg locks, and sometimes when you're in that mode, you get really like hyper focused, and you kind of forget about everything else. Like you're just like hunting the legs and trying to get under your opponent. But yeah, it's often better to just switch back up to the upper body, get into a wrestle up, maybe a front headlock, a choi bar, some kind of upper body attack, because you can't necessarily defend both at the same time. If your legs are back, your head is forward. If your head is back, your legs are forward. So I'd say that was the biggest change, just me being more willing to play the whole game, switch from lower to upper, and then more wrestle ups, things like that. And then not being so afraid of leg locks, because it's kind of crazy because my leg lock offense, honestly, my leg lock defense is good too. I just like had like this mental block for the longest time, and we talked about it last time on the podcast. And I was just like getting leg locked all kinds when I know I shouldn't have been getting caught in the places I was getting caught. But yeah, I did ADCC trials, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself in leg locks the whole tournament, and I'm going to smile and laugh at them when they try to leg lock me. And this is going to convince myself that I'm fine. Like they're not going to, in my head, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, so I'm fine. They're not going to finish me. And it kept myself calm enough to where I could actually like use what I know. You know what I mean? Because like I know what to do. It's just like the panic in the moment of getting caught, and like, yeah, it just like screwed with me for a while. But all that stuff has been huge for me lately. Like I think that's why I was able to beat someone with such a dangerous guard like Diego in the finals. And yeah, I think in the past I would have fallen to his game, just like getting in my head about his leg lock game because he was so strong there.
In most of your matches, when you watch them, you look calm, like nothing's bothering you.
Yeah.
So when you say that, like, I'm kind of surprised, because when you actually like look at Juan grappling this other high level grappler, your face is completely just normal, like you're comfortable in that situation. You don't see any emotion. So if someone was to get you in a bad position, as the viewer, I wouldn't know you're surprised because your facial expression is just so calm.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say at least more recently I've been super, if you're watching like my newer stuff, I feel like I've been really calm just because I don't take it as serious. Like I'm almost like playful about it. It's like and we could go into this more, but I have like I created like an alter ego for myself, just like for my mindset for competing. But essentially I don't carry my own worries and doubts into the match with me because I'm competing as my alter ego, not myself. So more lately I've been way more calm. Like I'll just like laugh when they're doing stuff, like, and I'll be talking to like at the qualifier, BMAX said something and I heard him, so I was just like responding to him mid-match, and it's all just like it's just because I'm not taking it as serious, you know. I'm just like having fun is really what I'm doing. So I'm like, it's just fun for me, so I'm not like stressed or panicked. Like if I lose, I lose, like it wasn't meant to be. So I think that's been my mindset more lately. But I think in the past, like especially, I think where it showed most was my last PGF season that I did. I think you can maybe see me get a little bit panicked in some of those leg exchanges back then. But yeah, more lately, I wouldn't say so.
You do see the switch with yourself grappling with, I'll just put it in, I guess, like, well, I'm not Juan, so I can't say third person, but when you see Juan grapple, there is a switch, you know, because if you're just grappling with him in the gym, it's all fun and games. Mm-hmm. But then when you see Juan grapple at a match, it's a switch in the sense of, how do I put it? Like, this is
maybe intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest. The intention is the difference. So, because in the gym, I'm not really grappling you to win. You know, like when I'm training, I don't really care about winning the round. Winning, I say, it's, you don't really win in training, but like I'm not just trying to dominate, I guess I could say. I'm more so focused on skill development. So I'll play a lot. Like I'll give stuff up. I'll put myself in bad positions, stuff like that. It's more playful and it's more experimentation. But yeah, in a tournament, it's all it's just very intentional. Like I'm just trying to get myself to the finish, like just try to get to a submission. So I think that's probably the biggest difference.
Okay.
I would say in my mindset, at least.
Yeah. Ethan, feel free to hop in with any questions, dude.
I was wondering, it's kind of off topic, but
Yeah.
have you ever done like a cage match, like a jiu-jitsu cage match?
I have, yeah. I did I think I've only done one. It was a title fight for this promotion called CJJC,
Yeah.
Colorado Jiu-Jitsu Club.
Yeah.
It's when I was a purple belt. They did like sort of like tryout, like a purple belt just like a purple belt bracket for a tryout for like this card, this super fight card that they were doing, and I won that, and they liked me. I was doing a lot of flashy stuff like flying submissions and stuff, just trying to like get a spot on the card. So they liked me. I ended up winning. He like gave me his number after and stuff and got my information, and then he scheduled me to go against this dude on the card, and it was a cage match, but it wasn't like combat jiu-jitsu. It was just like regular jiu-jitsu in the cage.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird, the rule set. It was 3 rounds. First one was gi. Wait. No, yeah, first one was gi, second one was no gi. If we were 1-1, the third one would be gi again. But I didn't know this until the last round, but heel hooks are allowed in the gi even. Yeah, so it was a weird rule set, but I went the first round. I lost. We went the whole round. Nothing crazy really happened during the match. I lost in like an overtime. I don't know. One of the refs, not to make excuses, one of the refs just told me that my hands weren't like positioned how they should have been from the EBI start. Like the other guy got a little bit of an advantage, but like it was whatever. It was whatever. I lost. And then we go into the no-gi one. I hit a pretty sick highlight. I got like a flying armbar against the cage. And he was like seated in guard. I took him down. He was seated. And I did a flying armbar against the cage and won that one. So we went into the third round, and it was gi again. And I went for a heel hook, and he didn't know that was in the rules either. And he just yells, "Heel hook! He's heel hooking me!" And then the ref thought he was like verbal tapping, so he stops it. So I stopped heel hooking him, and then he's like, "Wait!" He's like, "I didn't tap. He can't heel hook me." And he's like, "Heel hooks are allowed." And there was just like a bunch of confusion, and he's like, "I stopped it. I got to give it to him." So I won it. It was kind of a crazy story, but I ended up winning it. So I got the title, and then I got my brown belt that day.
Nice.
After that, I was like, that is the last gi competition I will ever do.
That's what always confuses me about those guys like that who don't read the rules and then they sign up for a tournament. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but like every time I sign up, even before I sign up, I'm like reading every word on the page. I'm like, what's allowed? I'm looking at the brackets, which I try not to look at the brackets as much, but I still like read the rules, and I want to know what I can and can't do when I'm in a tournament. And especially like heel hooks, I don't want to get heel hooked like
and not know that
not know it's coming. Yeah. So I think that's crazy.
I mean, normally same for me. Like I would read all the rules and stuff, but I mean, to be fair, in his defense, I didn't even know there were. I even read the rules and I didn't know that. So I don't know if. Honestly, I couldn't tell you, but
they just do a bad job of like promoting it. I guess like what's allowed.
It was probably my fault, honestly. I probably just assumed like, oh, there wouldn't be heel hooks in the gi. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the ref in between rounds told me after, he's like, "Why aren't you heel hooking him? Like usually you heel hook people." He's like, "It was there all day," and I was like, "Oh, we could do that." I was like, "I didn't know we could do that." He's like, "Yeah, you could heel hook." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do that next round."
Yeah, that's crazy. I was just asking because the CJJC, I might do a match with them. September 26th.
Okay, cool.
I was talking to him on Instagram, and he said he might have something to me, or
That'd
something for me. So I filled out an application, and just waiting to hear back from him now. So
nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, was because there's like pretty much everything is legal.
Yeah.
Like I don't specifically do heel hooks, but I like knee bars and like toe holds and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it sucks to be like hinder, or I don't know what the right word is for it, to just be like not allowed to do everything.
Yeah.
It really sucks. Like I honestly I don't know how you guys do it. I could never go back and like do a rule set where I can't do like everything, because that just sucks.
It's
like
kind of just like handicapping your
yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
exactly. Yeah, and Kate's running into this problem. My girlfriend, she's a blue belt, but she's a solid leg locker. Like she's good on the legs, but she can't do heel hooks at like any local tournaments really, you know, because they don't allow it. Besides like Naga, you know, they're like the only ones that allow heel hooks at blue belt.
Yeah.
So she runs into that, but I think she'll, I don't know, probably just start doing advanced division or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I got heel hooked at my Naga and then blue belt.
Did you?
Yeah, it was the day after I got my blue belt. So
oh shoot!
I especially didn't know what was going on. I was like,
fresh.
That was cool, but I just instantly pulled guard and grabbed my feet. So yeah, I've learned a lot since then though. So.
Yeah.
When you grapple, what kind of approach do you take? And with the mic, if you like, these ones are a lot different than like those mics right there. So yeah, you got to straighten them out, and then there's like,
oh, it comes in from the side.
Yeah,
okay.
And then it captures the audio
that
better.
Makes sense.
And then if you want to pull it just a little bit, yeah, perfect.
Sweet.
So when you grapple, like, what kind of approach do you take? Because I've only done one competition, and I mean, personally, I like flowing with it and just like not taking it super serious, not being super aggressive, because number one, I don't want to get injured. Number two, I'm still trying to learn.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to actually training with people, different kind of perspective. But in a match, you know, like all the coaches, everybody else were like be intentional and aggressive with it. And I think it kind of, you know, it definitely showed within the competition. I guess I was holding back, but like for you, are you like aggressive? Do you try to like take a little flow approach to it? Like, what's your approach to a competition?
So I'm still kind of trying to like figure that out really. I want to compete a lot more than I have been, but recently I've been trying to get more of that mindset where I want to try to like just finish as fast as possible, and I'm kind of like more like Juan, like I want to stand up, I don't want to like pull guard, and but I'm a really good guard player, so like off my back, if I do happen to get taken down, I'm like really fast to counter or like surprise them with a arm bar or something really fast. But really honestly, like I feel like right when I like step on the mats, like my brain kind of shuts off, it feels like, and then like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just going based off like instinct. Yeah. So it's like weird in that sense. Like I'll have something in my head that I want to do, but right when the match starts, like the dude does something completely unpredicted or like gets me in a different position, and I'm like, okay, well, we got to adapt now. Like that goes out the window completely. So I think it's like when I was first starting to compete, like in my white belt matches, I wasn't really focused on like winning or like, you know, just getting first place or even getting on the podium for that matter. I was just focused on that one specific person I was going against, just like giving them a really good match or like making them really earn it. Because after I have a match with someone, I want them to say that I made them earn it, or like, you know,
like, that was a tough hard. One. Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't always go that way. I do get like choked out fast sometimes, but, you know, that's my mindset. I want to try to give them that tough match, win or lose. You know, I'm not really focused on winning. So I just want to be like more exciting, more fast with like submissions and stuff. But I'm doing more like catch wrestling now than jiu-jitsu. So I'm trying to learn more of that top position, how to cook people and like pass guard and, you know, just really make them hate being on bottom. So
nice.
That makes sense. I like that mindset. And it's different, you know, a different perspective. And when you break it down like that, ultimately, you'll benefit from it instead of just going into the match and focusing on getting a podium spot or winning 4 out of 5 of your matches. So switching your mindset.
Yeah, that's something I really believe in also. Just like, if your goal is to win, then all your competitors have the same goal as you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the difference in who will perform. You know what I mean? Like everyone who, I don't remember what this quote is from. I think it's from, I don't know, a book I read, but I think, shoot, I can't remember the book. I wish I could shout it out, but everyone who enters a race, their goal is to win the race. Therefore, the goal is not the deciding factor of who wins the race. So I think it's better to focus on the things you can control, and what you can control is your output and your effort and what you'll do, not like, oh, I got to beat this guy, I'm going to win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's how I see it.
That makes sense. I think that is a good outlook on a lot of different aspects in life.
Yeah.
For myself, when it comes to business, I want to make money from whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes down to like what I can control.
Yeah.
My thought process behind it, the output, the input, the consistency. And it's actually a really good topic to bring up with this current conversation, because you hear so many people say jiu-jitsu teaches you so much about life while you're on the mats, and I think this is one of the principles that it teaches. And obviously you're going to learn how to fail and have to overcome challenges. I'll try not to use big words that I don't know the definite answer for. But that's something I would say, just listening to you guys, jiu-jitsu has helped you in life as well, is when it comes to like this goal, like everybody wants to win. Mm-hmm. But what's your plan of attack? What's your thought process? Your mindset behind it. Instead of just focusing on winning, like break it down.
Yeah.
Plan it out. Match one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We have a plan, a strategy established. Or maybe you don't, and you're just going in there raw dogging it.
Yeah.
And you're just going to learn from that experience and take it with you. And sometimes you got to do that in a lot of situations. You're not going to know the complete answer to whatever you're doing. So maybe sometimes you got to go and raw dog it and just fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Yeah.
Would you guys say that's one thing jiu-jitsu teaches you in life outside of, the basic things people hear about, learning how to fail, learning how to grow from failure, is being more strategic about how you go about certain challenges, but also certain different tasks you set into place to achieve this goal?
I would say definitely it can teach you to be more strategic, but I think it also teaches you to just take more action as well. Cause like, there's people who will plan something forever and never actually take action. So like in jiu-jitsu, you can like, I don't know, you can watch endless instructionals. Like you could watch every instructional that ever existed, and the guy who hasn't watched any but takes more action than you will probably still beat you. So I think that's the real lesson, is default to action. Strategy, obviously, if you're taking action and you're following strategy and like putting, I don't know, a plan into play, I think that's probably best. But you don't want to just be that guy that's like planning to do something their whole life and then they're on their deathbed and they're like, dang, I should have just did it.
Yeah. I like to think of like a bullseye, like a dartboard. Like the longer you like try to aim perfectly, you get more sway. But if you just throw as many darts as you can, you're going to start getting closer and closer to that bullseye. So it just gives you, the more experience you can get, I feel like it really, really helps you out.
For sure, yeah.
That's incredible, honestly. Two great perspectives for that specific answer. That's a great way to look at it. Thinking of it as a bullseye, also how much action you're going to take for it, and comparing it to someone who takes action or someone who's just watching tutorials and doesn't take any action at all. I do believe the person who takes action is going to be at an advantage than someone who doesn't take action and just watches tutorials. But when you combine them together, and that comes through trial and error, when you combine them together, you're going to have a better output for the input you're putting in.
Yeah.
So 2 great points. We were talking on the last podcast that, one, for where you're at, you would need to go and put yourself in different training environments at a high level. Is that something you started implementing within the past 12 months more consistently?
I have, yeah. So I've been going up to Springs and training with the Wilson Bros guys pretty often. So that's been the biggest change in that sense. And then I know my original plan was I was thinking I was going to move to Austin maybe, but I'm more so leaning towards Vegas, moving to Vegas now. So
is that a hot spot for jiu-jitsu too?
It is, yeah. It's been pretty kind of popping off lately. Like there's a lot of high-level dudes there. A lot of people moving there too.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you would? Sorry. Do you know where you would train out there yet, or are you thinking about a place?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I would train as like my home gym. I would be pretty cool with like hopping around a lot of different spots.
There's just so many.
Yeah, there's just so many good people there. So like, just trying to like learn from everybody. But
I know 10th Planet. Vegas is a hot spot.
Yeah,
a lot of the guys were up there for the qualifier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those guys are solid. I think, I don't know. I have my friend Travis Thomas. I don't know if you know him from previous PGF seasons, but he was also the GM for the Kings when I was on their team.
Nice.
But he lives there, and he was telling me to try out this one spot. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Renato Canuto's gym. He said it's really
Nice.
He likes it there a lot, so I'll probably check that out. Plus, I know someone else that trains there also. Our affiliation is Sydney Silva, and his son is under Renato, so
nice.
So that might be a good spot. But I'll definitely like jump around. I've talked to like Andrew Tackett, and I've trained with him a couple times. He told me whenever I move up there just to like hit him up, and then he'll like kind of show me good spots to train and stuff.
Yeah, that would be a good opportunity for you too, because that's just such a big name in like the UFC BJJ.
Yeah.
Which I still feel like PGF is like superior to UFC BJJ, but he's just such a big name out there that everyone's watching what he does regardless of promotion he's on.
For sure, yeah. And he's like one of the most exciting guys, so like he's got all the fans and all the opportunity and stuff. So he's like a really humble, nice guy. He's super cool. Like I've never seen him, like every time I'm at an event or something and I see him, there's always like a crowd around him, and he'll sit there and talk to each fan that's like waiting for him, like, and he doesn't do one of those like, hey, all right, let's take a picture, good to meet you. He like will sit there and talk to like every fan that is up there to talk to him.
That's nice.
So he's a really cool guy. I think that'd be like a really good opportunity to get in with them.
Why do you think PGF is superior?
Just kind of like I guess we didn't really mention anything, but they have the money bags, actually. I don't know if you're familiar, but whenever the athletes, either one of them does something cool, the fans around, which are normally like the owners, or you get like very important people with like deep pockets, so they're pretty wealthy. They come in there, and whenever they see something cool, it doesn't even have to be specifically a submission. If you do like a cool guard pass, you do a slick back take, something like that, they throw these things called money bags at the athletes, and normally it's like 500 cash inside. And that just goes straight to the athlete for doing whatever they did that was cool. It's just like a nice nod to that, because I mean, I guess you see the UFC give bonuses and stuff, but it's mostly like finish bonuses, and this is more not like specifically for finishes. It's more like for shit moments.
Literally
like
anything.
Anything that makes you go, oh, that was sick. Throw out the money bag.
You give a good speech on the mic. They'll throw you a money bag, like just whatever. Yeah.
So that's a nice touch. They have couches lining the mats, which I don't know if they're going to like work on that, because there was like some controversy in the season 9, but they have like couches lining the mats. So they're like right up close in the action. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I just think the owner's mindset is way different. Like, he's not competing with IBJJF, he's not competing with ADCC. You know, he's talked about a lot actually how he's competing with the Super Bowl, he's competing with the World Series, and I just think that's starting to show more and more as it gains more traction. So I think it's really going to show in a couple years.
For sure. And the rule set too, those stalling calls are brutal.
Yeah,
the
like the
stalling
penalty
calls are brutal.
flags.
Yeah.
That's because you see a lot of stuff in UFC BJJ, which, I mean, I don't like throwing shade, but like I'll be trying to watch it and I'll fall asleep. But like the PGF, you know, they try to stall. Someone's like, you can't win by points, as we said, so no one's up on points and then trying to stall. If you kind of end up in a stalemate, they'll call a penalty, and then you got like a 20-second shot clock, and then they'll start flagging you. And I think if you get like 3 penalties, or they put after 1 penalty, they put you in a bad position.
So if the shot clock gets turned on and you don't do something to turn it off, like you don't take a risk to get it turned off, then they'll put you in the penalty position, which is a pretty bad position.
Kind of like that wrestlers, like
similar, but more opened up.
Yeah.
It's even worse than that. Like the referee's position in wrestling. Yeah, it's similar to that, but you're more like tabletop, so you're like really opened up. They'll put you there, but if you get 3 of them, because if you're, let's say I'm on someone's back and he's not doing anything to get out and he's just sitting here defending, he'll get stalling calls. And if the stalling call runs out, they're not going to take me off the back because that's hurting me. Like, they're not going to help him and take me off the back and put me in the penalty position. They're just going to give him a penalty. So you could accrue penalties. This guy gets 3 penalties. It's an automatic, like, he loses. For real PGF, like the regular season, you get, I think, 2 points, I'm pretty sure.
I think it is 2.
So it's not like a full win, but you get like
something for it.
Yeah.
Just enough to penalize them.
Mm-hmm. And if they get 5, then match ends. Like, it's over. You get 2 points and you don't even continue the match. So yeah, that's what happened in my first match of the qualifier. I got 3. I actually didn't even realize that it was 3 penalties, but he got 3 penalties because I was on his back the whole match, and then I won by DQ.
It makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like literally you have 20 seconds. So the way they call the shot clocks is crazy too. Like, they force action. They completely force it. Mm-hmm. So like, if you're stuck in a bottom position, normally, you know, the tournaments would say like, guy on top, you're the one controlling, you need to do something. This tournament is like, no, you're on bottom, you're getting pinned, you're getting dominated, like, take a risk, do something. So they'll call the stalling on the bottom person who's getting destroyed. Like, this guy's stuck in side control getting crushed. They call stalling on him. He has to turtle or something, gets his back taken and choked. So it's like, there's going to be action.
It kind of forces you to screw yourself over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whether it's good for you or bad for you, there's going to be action. So as a viewer, it's exciting.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't even mention was the teams too, like the Colorado Wolverines, you got the Philadelphia Phenoms. I think Houston's going to be the Houston Wranglers. Mm-hmm. You got the St. Louis Outlaws, the Carolina Copperheads, Vegas Kings, who you were on before.
Yeah. There's a new one.
Alabama Twisters is an old one.
Alabama Twisters, Kentucky Haulers or something.
I don't think I've heard of that one yet.
It's brand new.
Yeah. It just makes it so much more interesting. Like, because when you think of jiu-jitsu or grappling, you think of it as being a you versus the other guy's sport. You don't really think of a team as much. So I think to have that extra part of the sport added to it, because like you said, you accrue points for you but also your team. Yeah, so you can get into the playoffs, but it also benefits your team too at the end of the day.
And then that like sense of camaraderie for the fans too. You know, like around here everyone's like Denver Broncos, Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's a little bit of that too. So like, even someone who doesn't know any of the people on the team, but they're like, oh, that's Colorado, I'm gonna root for them. You know,
exactly.
So is it like an elimination thing? Like, this team, well, there's, let's say, 5 teams, and within the 5 teams, this team scored this many points, this one, so on and so forth. Whoever doesn't score as many points is eliminated, or how does that work?
It's more of like player by player for the playoffs. So it's like the top 8 people who have the most points scored by like them. So say if Juan got, a couple of breaks and a couple of chokes, and then he ends up with 30 points by the end of the season, and he's like the 5th most, he'd be number 5 in like the rankings, so he'd be in the top 8, he'd make the playoffs, and then they'd like seed those top 8 guys versus each other, and then it's like a new bracket pretty much. So the teams, the teams don't really matter. Like, you're getting your team points, obviously. Like the Wolverines unfortunately came in last place this year, like in total points, but they still had a guy make the playoffs and actually win. I think he won MVP.
He got MVP.
Yeah. Jaden
Groner. Yeah,
that kid was
legit.
a beast.
He's legit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a team championship and an individual championship.
Yeah.
So you're getting points for yourself and your team. You can, if your team wins the team championship, then there's like certain rewards and stuff you get. Like, it used to be like stem cells from New Hope, and
I think they got a bonus. This year. They got cash.
Yeah, more money as well. And then just like some random stuff, just like a bunch of like perks that you get for winning the team thing. And then the individual wins a cash bonus also.
Okay.
So there's perks for winning both.
That K-bar was pretty sick.
That was sick. Yeah, for the qualifier, that was a pretty sick prize. Probably the sickest I've ever gotten. Like, an actual knife for winning a tournament is pretty sick. Like,
it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
That's like a Colorado only thing too. Like the Wolverines. Yeah, Egghead. He does that. He started that with Brett Moyer got the first submission for the Wolverines. I forget what week it was, but he got like a knife like that for the first submission, and he was giving them out all season. So it was cool to see him carry on that tradition. I think that's unique.
Yeah, that was pretty sick to see that. I saw someone who's real close to you, Juan, make a post that went something around the lines of, I've watched this person grow throughout this many years, throughout the time I've known him, but throughout, the time I've known him, he has been putting in a crazy amount of work into watching his own matches, studying what he did in those matches, watching tutorials, YouTube videos, competing, doing all this research and development within the past, I'm going to say 5 years, probably longer, but even within the past 12 months, the amount of work you've been putting in within research and development just to get at that high level. Some people would call it crazy or delusional or being obsessed, but I think that's what it takes in anything. You know?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's really just for the love of the game, I guess, like, it's just something that I love so much. So it's like, I'm going to pour my all into it. Plus I have this fear of like being mediocre. So, I feel like in the past I feel like I got to a relatively high level, but I feel mediocre at that level. So like, I just don't want to be there anymore. So yeah, just taking tremendous action lately has been my thing, I guess.
I can relate to that 100% lately. Even within the past 2 months, the amount of connections I made, the amount of action I've been taking, the relentless aggression towards chasing this goal. The why is strong. It's for the love of the game. I'm not going to say it isn't. There's a whole bunch of different whys. The paradigm is always shifting. Always.
Yeah,
but
I would agree.
The why is always there. But what it takes to get there from the outside looking in is very delusional. But if you want to get to that high level, you got to be delusional from the outside looking in and be quote unquote crazy. Like, I'd be mediocre if I said I wanted to become a financially successful person, a millionaire, have financial freedom, whatever word you want to put on it, but didn't take any action to get there. And I fear being mediocre too. There's a song quote, and it's allergic to mediocre, and that's so true, because it's like very contagious to be comfortable and complacent within your day-to-day life. And for most people in society, they're okay with it. But being a 23-year-old, I'm not okay with it. I want to reach this goal, and I know it's not going to be achievable if I don't put the work in and be consistent with it. So it's like, in a sense, sure, delusion, but obsession, I mean, whatever people want to call it, crazy, if you want to call me crazy. And it's funny, talking to people who don't think alike, and I wouldn't say have the same mindset, because their mindset isn't bad, they just don't have this perspective on, you know, for me, financial freedom. So they may think I'm crazy, but I'm like, I'm not crazy. Like, this is totally achievable, and this is how. Like, the model is simple. The blueprint is right there. It's right in front of your face. All you got to do is just take action on it and be consistent with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's seen as like delusion or like being crazy because the norms of society today are like, you, and this might not be everybody, but you like go to college, you get a good job, you settle down, you live out your life comfortably, you know what I mean? So it's like the norm. So when somebody tries to do something better, it's like, wow, you're crazy. What are you doing? Like, you can't do that, you know? But I mean, other people have done it, so it's obviously possible. It's just everyone thinks that you have to be special or you have to have some prior knowledge or skills, when really the people who take action are the ones who are at the level you want to be, just because of the fact that they take action relentlessly and they don't overthink and say, yeah, that's not possible, I'm just gonna, you know, be comfortable.
And we were talking about something earlier where you mentioned, you know, a guy in Vegas, and he told you to reach out when you're in Vegas, and he also trains at a high level. So it's really important with, I guess, reaching this crazy goal, that meeting the right people is going to get you in the right places, or help you achieve the goal you want to achieve in whichever field or niche or whatever you want to achieve as a goal. It's important to establish those contacts so that way you can, you know, end up getting some form of contract, in the sense of, oh, well, now I have this person, that's my in right there. Or I'm at X, Y, and Z, and, you know, now I have them in my phone. I can give them a call and be like, hey, I'm going to Vegas, I'm going to Florida, let's have lunch, or something around I don't know, something. So meeting people who are in this field you're in, or have the knowledge that you don't, is super important, because that opens so many more doors of opportunity for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. That's like completely how I got the opportunity with the PGF to go up there and interview with the qualifier. I know Donald Rose now, who works with them behind the scenes. He does a lot of their partnership acquisition stuff, so like the sponsorships and stuff like that. He's a big part of them, and he's been supporting me since like day one of the podcast. And I just shot him a message. I was like, if you guys need someone to come do interviews, just let me know. And I completely like didn't expect anything from it, or even to get like a response, but it turned into me, you know, getting that camera and getting all that equipment, and then going up there and meeting all these people. Like Juan, that was the first time I met you. And yeah, just now I'm like pretty close with the Wolverines, so hopefully I can do some more stuff with them in the future as well. But that was my first ever time doing anything like that, and it just came from like, you know, asking a message that I didn't expect to get a response back from. And that's actually how I've landed like some of my biggest guests too. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Sean Melanson, but he was one of the biggest guys that I've had on for a while. And I just shot him a DM, and that guy has like 250,000 followers, so I wasn't even expecting a response. And yeah, he's actually, you know, talked to me a couple of times now, back and forth, and given me some advice on like competitions and stuff like that. So let alone coming on my podcast, but also like giving me, the time of day to like respond to me and give me advice is a connection I would have never had if I didn't start the podcast,
Yeah.
Or like before I started the podcast, I'd like be scared to reach out or never connect with anyone really. So it just kind of opened up that door for me to connect with people in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes all it takes is just that first step, that DM, or just going up to, at the time, maybe a stranger, but you know who they are, they don't know who you are, and you just got to take that first step and go talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
I've had countless experiences like that where I'm like, oh, fuck, I know this guy. I know this guy from, social media or from this business or whatever it may be. But he doesn't know me, but he's about to know me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say from one relationship specifically, it started 5 years ago just by doing that exact same thing. Just standing at the top of a garage building and then seeing this guy walking down. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? There's no fucking way. So I was just super ambitious and driven. And I literally like ran down and I went up to talk to him. And it was like, hey, like, you're that guy.
I remember this.
He's like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm like, oh, well, I'm, Xander, this is where I've seen you from.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan. And he's like, oh, well, thank you. But since then, he's admired just that risk-taking and that action right there. He's like, people don't do that. And for you to do that is like, it motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, I had him on the podcast and we started connecting more. And then I just sent this simple, hey, thank you for coming on to the podcast. I appreciate it. He's like, yeah. But then he reached back out. He's like, well, who edits your clips? I'm like, well, I'm the guy. I'm the one-man band here. And then we started kind of connecting. He's looking for someone to build his brand for his business. He wants to be the face of this brand, but he wants to be like separate from the actual business. When you see this guy, this is his business, but he has so much knowledge that when you see him, you're going to get information, education about this subject. And, now we're growing a relationship and building this relationship. And I'm like, wow, this all started from just taking that risk and just going up to someone and talking to them. So it's crazy, man. It's huge. Like, I've seen the growth from when you started, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah, I just started like with the camera. Ever since I got the camera, it was crazy because before I actually still do like record my long form episodes that I put on Spotify and Apple. I just record them over a phone call, which like I didn't know at the time, but I guess like no one does that, and it's like really weird. So they're like audio only, and a lot of people do like Zoom and stuff like that. But yeah, I just do them over a phone call, record, and like the quality turns out pretty good. So I've been doing that, and it just kind of makes me think, because I feel like you hear a lot of people say they're waiting to start until they get like some equipment, or like like you have a really nice studio like this is what people see in their mind when they're like, I need to start a podcast, I need all this stuff. But me, I do everything from my phone until a month ago when I got that camera, so which I still do, edit the videos on my phone and everything, but I just record off the camera. So I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good with what I have, and like, I'm putting stuff out there no matter what. And you could really see, like, if you look at my first post, you could really see the growth from then, which I think that's really all it's about, is getting 1% better with each post. As long as you're changing something, just don't be afraid to ever stop changing, because I feel like I see a lot of small creators, they're like posting on YouTube, they're like, why am I not getting views? And I'm like, all these like look the same. Like, you gotta make it more eye-catching, or like try different things, like different titles, different thumbnails, different intros. The first 10 seconds are sometimes the most important, especially if you're doing reels. Like, the first like 2-3 seconds people just scroll, so you really got to catch them in that first 2-3 seconds. So I just feel like there's so much out there to learn, and you could post 1,000 posts, like 1,000 reels, and if you tweak something with every reel you post, like, you're gonna see progress no matter what.
Yeah. This all started from a phone too.
Yeah, and that's like the most beautiful thing, I think. Like, you hear a lot of people, specifically with like jiu-jitsu garages, but it applies to like podcasts and everything. Like some people start out of garages, you know, some people start with just their phones, and I feel like that's what some of the best businesses come out of, because they just don't quit, they just don't give up. And you know, with time the upgrades come, but as long as you have that determination and the drive to not quit when things are tough, I think you got what it takes.
When you know you're starting from nothing and building it from the ground up with no handouts, it's a way different feeling and keeps you humble. But as you start to see like growth, you're like, man, like this is so cool. But when you do it from nothing and you just build and build and build, it's crazy. Because I mean, I know people who, I'll say, we're fortunate to be able to have some type of help with what they're doing, which is going to affect the outcome of their goal. And it's awesome, and I'm super grateful to connect with these people and to hear their story and to see kind of how they're building and how they built it. But to see like both sides, it makes you feel different. It gives you like a really good feeling, because nobody has given me anything for this whole process. It all started from a phone, an iPhone, a camera, a little recording deck, you know, a few microphones, and that's it. So it's like it's super cool. And I guess like to wrap that up, never forget like where you came from, in a sense, you know. With like what you're doing, I saw what you did for one of the gyms in town. You did like a little real recap of them sparring or them just kind of like having fun together.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, damn, that's like really, that's good. Like that was a good video to make. It looked like it was made professionally.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So there's just so many different avenues and different opportunities that open up within media itself.
And that's, sorry to interrupt, but based off that video, off that gym, I actually got an opportunity. I don't know how serious it is yet, but I'm going to start looking into it with Brennan Collier. He was at the PGF qualifier too, but I just did an interview with him, and he invited me out to Tennessee and said like I could train at his gym and stuff if I make some content. So go out there for a couple of days, and you know, in the long run, that's like something I'd love to do, is like travel to gyms all over the country, all over the world even, and, you know, train there and make content, you know, because I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of underground gyms, a lot of places that don't get love where these fighters come out of. And I feel like a lot of the guys, not like all the guys, but, you know, just the stereotypical gym owner, you know, they don't really know how to run social media, or they don't know how to edit a reel to make themselves look as good as they actually are. So that's kind of where I want to kind of help out and showcase them as good as I can, and hopefully with every video I post, like I said, get better. So
I agree, dude. I agree. That's kind of like, I share a similar vision.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that lack this social media presence, and they have the resources to get there. They're just too busy.
Yeah.
And they need someone to be able to come in and do this for them. And that's always been like on my mind, as well as I want to be able to travel and shoot content wherever. But again, like monetary value is going to be, now at this point, a big why. I wouldn't say it's the top why, but it's like I definitely want to see some type of monetary value from it, from whatever I provide to someone, just because now it's getting to a point where it's getting dialed in, it's getting into a system where it's working, and there's so much that goes into it, because maybe someone's asking you to make content for them, and now they got to put that content out, but they're, you know, tied up with other things. So now they're like asking you okay, well, can you make content and also like manage my social media? It's like, oh, I mean, yeah, I can,
Yeah.
but I love training at your gym, but I don't have a job. Like, I'm broke. Like, I'm having to work at Dollar General. So if we can work something out, maybe
Yeah.
like I can do this in exchange for some type of monetary value, and then we can just like grow this together. And then you'll see the growth from their social media because it's working. You have this content, you have this system, now it's consistent, and now their followers are growing. They're getting more exposure. Is that thunder?
I don't know.
It sounded like knocking.
Something. I don't know.
I thought it was like a trash truck or something, but I have no clue.
I was like, thunder? Again? 3 nights in a row? Okay. But there's just so much opportunity. And I think a part of it, there's an untapped market with it. And there's... Oh, yeah. Derek, someone's at the door.
I guess it was knocking.
Yeah, it was. Someone's at the door. I don't know. Yeah, we thought it was like, oh my god. That's great.
It's a nice way to open the door.
Yeah. That's funny. What's up? How's it going, Bree?
Good, how are you guys?
Oh,
Good.
great. Yeah, that was a big tangent, but there's so much opportunity, and it's an
Yeah.
untapped market.
Yeah. And what, like, I don't know how you look at this, having your own podcast, but I've been doing, like, so much research in how many podcasts out there are, and it seems like you're competing for a lot of views, but that's why I try to do more than just interviewing the athlete. Like, I feel like I compete, I train every day. Like, that gives me another, like I know what they're talking about when they're like, after a match, you guys are gassed, your arms are tired. I know how that feels, so I feel like that gives me that mindset. And, you know, you see a lot of podcasts interviewing, like, MMA guys, but how many do you see interviewing jiu-jitsu athletes? How many of them do you see, like, rolling with the person before the interview and showing off the gym in the interview?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just trying to sit down with someone and ask them, how was your fight? How was your match? What are you going to do in the next match? What was going through your mind in this match? I want to find out also stuff outside of the gym too, like outside of jiu-jitsu, what kind of hobbies they have. And I don't know, like you said, the possibilities are like endless almost. Like, there's so much you could do with it. And yeah, it's just, that's what kind of keeps me motivated when I see all the podcasts out there and I'm like stuck at 20 views an episode. I'm like, what am I even doing this for? And I'm like, it's not really for the views or the attention. It's more for what I get out of it, and if I can affect someone positively and like go into their gym and leave a positive impact and like, hey, that Beyond the Mats guy was actually pretty cool. He made us look good. Like, that's all I could hope for.
I love that, dude. I see the authenticity with it. To watch a clip where you're interviewing Juan right after you guys are grappling and you guys are both sweating creates, you know, this vibe that you're drawn to. So I've been following along, man, and I like the journey. I do, and I do respect it, look up to it, because I see
I appreciate that.
the diversity that you're doing, and I'm like, okay, cool. So it's possible to create this diversity for your own channel on your own social media and try different things, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a lot of fun to watch, man. Juan, I know you're going to Vegas this weekend, right?
Yeah,
For
that's right. Yeah.
the UFC Open, you said?
Yeah, UFC BJJ Open is what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how your training's been looking like for that.
Really, it was so soon after the qualifier. My training was more so geared towards the qualifier, I would say. So this is more so just like a piggyback on that. So I guess I haven't really been super focused on like a points base because this is points for this tournament. So that's that could be a challenge, but I mean, I've competed in points rule sets in the past, so I obviously know how it goes. But really, this is just to stay active, to have fun and get more experience. I'm not taking it too serious. Like I mean, obviously I want to win, but like I'm not like going in and I don't know. I'm treating it like any other competition.
This is also like high level grapplers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be pretty high level. So this is their feeder tournament into the official UFC BJJ. So essentially, they're gonna kind of scout the UFC BJJ Opens and use them as a way to find new people to get into their actual tournament. So it should be relatively high level people, I would imagine, especially with that name that they have. You know, the UFC, it's huge. So
In Vegas too.
Vegas
Like,
too, yeah. I have some people in my bracket who are from like Russia, like Kazakhstan, and like,
Damn.
so it's gonna be pretty legit.
That's not the word for it. I was thinking Habibi vibes, but that's like Indian. That's like Indian. No, we got the
Khabib.
Dagestan, yeah, Habib. You know, all these crazy fucking guys.
Dude,
I believe in you, bro. You're like I can see Juan the Fifth in UFC, BJJ, or winning the PGF.
Yeah, I'll be up there, man. I'm really hoping to. I want to keep my momentum going. That's really the biggest thing. So that's why I'm like trying to compete again right after I did the qualifier, because I just want to continue this momentum. I feel like I don't know. I just feel good right now. Like I feel like I'm at my best right now, and I'm just like shooting up quick right now. Like I just want to continue that momentum going.
I
So
see it.
that's
You're on
plan.
like this track to get to that stage where, you know, you got that gold title or you got that belt, or I can see Juan being world champ, and I'm like, damn. Just because having a conversation with you today, but knowing you for a few years now and seeing the growth within your grappling and who you're grappling with and where you're going, where you're competing at, all these different factors playing into it, I can see it. And I think everybody else in Colorado and in Pueblo sees it too. But ultimately, like, you see it. And I think that's going to set you aside from everybody else. I'm sure everybody else who is also grappling in these tournaments see themselves at that level. But that's like what we were talking about in this whole conversation. Your point of view, your strategy, how much research and development you're putting into it, all these different factors that play into it to actually get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
One day, man, one day turns into, well, one day starts from day one, and you're on like day fucking 1,223. So,
dude, that's one of my big motivators too. Like one of my big whys is like, just imagine how cool it would be. Like, I don't know, people like I mean, I'm sure it's been done, but like someone from like a small town, a small team, not huge amount of like resources, is like competing at this like top level in jiu-jitsu. At least it's obviously been done in other sports, but like imagine how cool it would be for other like kids or just other people from small towns and a small team thinking like, instead of having like that regular mindset like we talked about, just like it's not possible, like people don't do that. Like from our gym, nobody's done that. But like I can be that resource, like, well, he's done it, he's from a pretty small town, a small gym, so like I could probably do it too. You know what I mean? People, I think that's one of my big passions, just like inspiring people to also have these like delusional dreams or thoughts rather than just being like fitting in with the norm. You know, like I want people to like look at me and use that as a source of motivation for doing it themselves. So that's really one of my big passions.
dude, and to see Wani the Sixth, and he's over here, you know, seeing Juan the Fifth, and he's a world champ, that inspires, you know, Juan the Sixth to also strive to that level. And your little siblings seem to be, you know, also kind of watching you. I wouldn't say following in your footsteps, but they're watching you, and they're also competing. Well, not competing, but grappling. They're training.
Mm-hmm. No, Wani did his first tournament recently, actually.
He did?
Yeah, he did well. He placed. I think he got maybe like silver or something like that in one of his brackets, or bronze. I can't remember. He did well though.
Good for him.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Good for him. What is one piece of advice you would give to the viewer watching right now? Just one.
One piece of advice.
Just one.
Are we saying like just any piece of advice, not even jiu-jitsu related, or
Yeah.
just like whatever I want?
Any piece of advice.
Any piece of advice. I would say, yeah, I guess the biggest thing that's been helpful for me would be think less, do more. Like a really small thing. Just stop planning. Don't stop planning in the sense where you're never going to create a plan ever again. But I just mean, like, if you're not taking action, then just take action. Like, just do it. If you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to become a content creator, post today. Like, don't wait. Like, oh, I'm going to get this camera like these guys were talking about. I'm going to do all this stuff. Like, just post today. Who cares what the quality's like? Realistically, anything you do, your first, I don't know, 10 of whatever it is are probably going to suck. Your first 10 classes in jiu-jitsu, your first 10 videos in content creation, they're probably going to suck. So you might as well get them out of the way, like now, versus waiting like 2 years. And then finally I started, I have this camera, and then they post a couple times and they're like, oh, I thought this camera would do it for me. Like, I thought that my quality would be there, and it's not, because they didn't default to action. They relied on their objects or whatever you might say. So that would probably be my biggest piece of advice for people, is just if you want to do something, then do it, and do it right away. Don't put it off or create a plan to do it. Just start and see what happens.
What about you, Ethan?
I kind of agree with that. You know, just tying off of that, like,
come on, something.
If you're thinking of like
different.
If you're thinking of like that one thing,
mine.
Yeah, because like for me, when I wanted to start the podcast, it wasn't like, it was one of those things that was in my head. Like, you know, I'm driving at work or I'm on the way home and I'm like, what could I do? And then I think about it for a couple of days and it's like, well, why am I not just starting it? Like, you know, like you said, just start. So it's like, if you have something that you think about at night that like keeps you up, or like that one thing that you're thinking of every day, just chase it. Like, no one wants to be stuck at their 9 to 5 their whole life and be on their deathbed like, I should have done what I truly loved. So I think that's mine, is just do what you really love, and then like you'd never work a day in your life. So I think if you find that one thing, just grab it and don't let go. Just like that Kimura trap, you know, just grab onto your dreams and don't let go of them, you know, stay along for the whole ride. Because it's going to be bumpy, there's going to be ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster, you know. There's twists, there's turns, there's loops, it's unpredictable, but that's why we do it, for the love of the game, and, you know, we're along for the ride. So,
man, I second that. That's powerful.
But
I would say
also jiu-jitsu advice though, learn how to wrestle. That's my jiu-jitsu advice.
Yes.
I
agree 100%.
you heard it here.
Don't just butt scoot. Wrestle too.
That's one thing. I've been cross-training more and more, and you see a lot of just jiu-jitsu guys. They don't know how to stand up, or they stand up too straight, or they're just clueless in the wrestling department. And I feel like if you're competing especially, you don't want to just sit on your butt. Like Juan said, those really good leg lock guys are just going to fall down on your leg and take your ankle home with them. But yeah, learn how to wrestle.
Yes.
I would say be delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Tune out the noise and be that person that other people think are crazy, but to you, it's achievable. And I'll keep it short, because that is what motivates me and drives me with this whole media business that I'm on. Is maybe it's delusional, but it's good delusion. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that's achievable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be working a 9 to 5 my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend, my 5 to 9 working on everything else. And it's gotten me where I'm at today. It's opened so many doors for new opportunity that I didn't think would come this quickly within the past 10 months, but it did. And that's because of the relentless aggression, pursuing new contacts, pursuing research and development on how to get better within the skill set. A whole bunch of things.
Is exponential.
Yeah,
It's just like this, and then just all of a sudden.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And it's cool you bring that up, because that's kind of like how it goes with, I guess, any kind of success within your own life. You know, it's going to be like this for a large portion of your life. And then for the people who have overnight success like that, it's because for the past 10 years, their life has been looking like this. And then just one night, it just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But everybody sees that, you know, viral clip, but they don't see all these vines they were putting out, all these little short edits they were putting out, all the time, the work, the consistent effort they were putting into it years before that viral clip. So you gotta be able to take the lick on the chin and know you're not gonna be profitable within the next 2 to 5 years realistically. But there's a lot of advantages. You know, if you make it a business, you can write off so much shit just because you're a startup business. This right here, just having you guys in the room sitting on the couch, I can buy food and have it catered over here and be like, oh shit, that's a write-off. The gas to get here, write-off. Gas to get home, a write-off. If I'm going on a date, I can be like, well, it was actually a business meeting. Write-off. You know, there's so much shit.
That's one thing I'm starting to work with Beyond the Mats too, is trying to get it an LLC. So I'll have to talk to you about that and see.
There's so much I'm learning right now too. I've been recommended to LLC it and get a business bank account.
Yeah.
And, you know, start that process. Fuck the government. I know they're watching, but also take advantage of the government, or else the government's going to take advantage of you. So they're probably listening, and that's okay. But my thought process is, you get earned income right now, don't report it, but have that LLC established, so that way there's a lot of protection behind you with a whole bunch of other aspects within business. But there's no reason to report it at this moment. For me, it doesn't make sense. But it does make sense if you're starting a new business, because, I mean, realistically, you have to report every single type of earned income you are receiving, whether it be your 9 to 5 or 5 to 9. So every piece of money I make from outside the 9 to 5, whether it be through photography, content creation, different services within the media agency, I still technically have to report it. But I have the advantage being a startup where I gotta spend it, but I gotta write everything off. So if I get paid $600 this month, cool, but I gotta spend that, or else I'm gonna have to, you know,
report it
and pay taxes on it. Whereas if I just spend it, keep the receipts,
write it
off, then you'll get the money back. So it's not like I'm taking a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking a loss, but
you're gonna buy gas anyway. You're gonna buy food anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well be able to write it off.
Or maybe a smart way to do it is new equipment. Just level up everything. But at the same time, if I can write off anything and everything, sky's the limit right there. That's why the rich are rich, because they're able to write off all this shit. And they can take advantage of the government while the government's taking advantage of them. So it's like, all right, well, cool, I got paid $600. Well, I just got kicked out of my mom and dad's house. I got to go find a place to live. Well, fuck it, I don't want to pay rent. So let me actually buy a house. Fuck it. Let me just buy this house, use the $600 or however much it is. Pay mortgage, sell it in 2 years, and then, you know, buy another house. I would say, theoretically, within the 2 years you just did that, you wouldn't have to pay any taxes because it would all be a write-off. I don't know 100%. I'm just going based off, if you get into real estate, you are able to not be taxed on it because you can use it as a capital gain or whatever the terminology is behind it. And that's one of the only investments within any type of investment where you don't have to pay taxes on it because you're able to reinvest it into something else, into another property. So theoretically, that would be a great idea, but start small, build your way up there. LLC, get it official, report everything, write it off, and just build, So there's a lot that goes into it. But Juan, tell these people where they can find you, where they're going to be able to check out the Vegas Open on Saturday, and then we'll go to Ethan. Let him know.
Yeah, so my Instagram, that's probably the best spot to find me, Juan Martinez BJJ on Instagram. I honestly don't know if they're streaming the UFC BJJ Open. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything saying they're going to stream it. If they do, I would imagine on their YouTube, I think they have a YouTube channel for the UFC BJJ stuff. I don't know. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Well, I have a YouTube Beyond the Mats podcast. I also do the long form episodes. They're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Beyond the Mats 2. Instagram is at Beyond the Mats podcast. And then my personal Instagram is Girasia with 2 A's, so it's GIRASIAA. And yeah, we got TikTok too. I'm trying to get on all the platforms for Beyond the Mats, so get all the reels out everywhere I can. And yeah, hopefully I have that cage match September 26th. Either way, I think I'm going to do the All Valley tournament. I don't know if you've heard of that one. September 12th. That one's going to be for Pikes Peak Grappling up in Colorado Springs. So they always put on good events. I'd be excited to compete in that one as well. So just trying to compete more, Yeah. Like you said, at least once a month is what kind of I want to get to too. And yeah, just like seeing someone the caliber of Juan come from Pueblo and he's making it to the PGF. People may see me as like a podcaster too, but I have dreams in jiu-jitsu I want to accomplish as well. So, nice. I like that you're making it happen from this small town and doing all your stuff. So like you said, it shows us that it's possible to come from Pueblo and, be on that big stage, so.
Awesome. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. Give Juan a follow, give Ethan and Beyond the Mats podcast a follow, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. They were humble enough to come on to the All In show, so thank you guys for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
I really
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, dude, this was awesome. My first time ever doing a show like this and being in a studio, so I'm really grateful you gave me this opportunity.
Absolutely. Anytime. We'll have to collaborate in the future, but for now, this has been the All In show, and we went all in on a lot of conversation, mainly jiu-jitsu, but we went into your mindset behind life and chasing a goal, and we just had a raw conversation. You know where to find me, all social medias. Go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.